Welcome back, y'all. What's happening out there in WBB land? We are back with another video, and this is a 13-part series that will chronicle every team's 2025 offseason. Each video will detail every team's current roster, their salary cap and assets, as well as look at free agent targets, needs, and an overall trajectory for the upcoming 2025 WNBA season. Without further ado, let's get it popping. The Washington Mystics are the youngest squad in the WNBA, and while they were never going to compete for a playoff spot headed into 2025, the team has already been dealt some serious blows early into the preseason, most notably 6th overall selection Georgia Amore out for season injured just mere days after training camp began. We will have to wait until 2026 to see her Mystics debut. Hopefully she can make a full and speedy recovery. The hits kept coming though, because second-year forward Aaliyah Edwards, who we've seen really blossom not only during the stretch run of last year, but in Unrivaled this year, also injured in the preseason. She projects to be sidelined for the early part of the season at least. And while this is a young team with no expectations, it's certainly not how you want to see the season get underway. That said, in this video, we will take you through the Mystics cap sheet, as well as what I suspect their final roster to look like, and I will project where I see this team ceiling in 2025. Let's get this baby kicked off by adding the trio of players DC added through the draft. Of course, we have the aforementioned Amore, but then we have the 3rd and 4th selections, respectively. Sonia Citron out of Notre Dame, Kiki Uriefin out of USC. Both project to play a boatload of minutes in their rookie campaigns, and both project to be contributors day one. Before we add their salaries to the cap sheet, you can see that DC had a ton of cash headed into the offseason. For one reason or another, which we will touch on at the end of the video, they didn't land a single premier free agent. In fact, they didn't land any free agents that weren't already with the squad last season, which is once again why you see such a surplus of cash. Throw in the Enxler and Sutton training camp contracts, and DC's current salary sits just over $1 million with only one roster spot to fill. Now let's take a look at the 4 players I project to be vying for that last Mystics roster spot. From left to right, we have Lauren Jensen, recently signed undrafted guard out of Creighton. Ashton Prechtel, big from Stanford, former 3rd-round pick in 2023. And then we have the 2 late draft picks from this year in Lucy Olson and Zay Green. To be honest, the fact that DC signed Jensen midway through training camp would concern me if I was one of these other 2 guards on the list. And to be clear, I think this one's anybody's guess. In the end, I think they opt for Zay Green out of Alabama because she adds some more versatility on the defensive end, as well as showing a penchant for passing, which without Amore will be a point of concern for this Mystics team. Many Iowa Hoops fans will want Olsen to get this spot, and I think that's totally possible, but I do fear that her 2 for 14 preseason showing might have shot herself out of a job, at least for the time being. When we add Green's $66,000 to the cap, Washington tops out with the salary of just over $1.1 million and nearly $400K left in the piggy bank. Now, a bit of cap minutia is the WNBA team minimums is $1.26 million for a roster. So Washington is going to have to pay the league $151K to make up this difference. Honestly, that would upset me both as a fan or someone within the front office, because why not try to spend that on talent? But the counter to that would, of course, be this team is all about the long game. The only 2 vets on this entire roster are Brittany Sykes and Steph Dolson. They're on the last year of their deals, and it's clear DC is going all in on the youth movement, as evidenced by this year's draft haul. But also, this team's going to have a lot of young, valuable contracts as the league negotiates a new CBA for 2026. I think Washington could be positioned very well headed into what figures a wild free agent period in that 2026 year. While I really like many pieces on this Mystics team, I think this year is all about the future. If this team wins more than 15 games, I'll be very, very impressed. But if I'm buying future stock in teams, the Mystics would be on a short list for the potential to pop over the next 3 to 5 seasons. I pass the question to you, though. Where do you see this squad finishing in 2025? Is there any chance they can make a playoff run? Let me know in the comments. And as always, like, share, and hey, hit that subscribe button. It's free.